right, everybody, welcome. This is our Power Hour. We'll start in mountain pose. We'll just take a few moments just to continue to prepare for our practice. As you come to standing, you might want to start with a few deep breaths. Maybe a nice full and complete inhale. A nice exhale as you feel the release. And again, a nice full inhale. Feel the expansion in your lungs. And exhale. And just continue on your own with slow, steady breaths, mindful breathing, paying attention perhaps to the feeling of your breath. Aware of how your body is responding to your breath. As you inhale, you might automatically feel the expansion and rise and fall of your chest and your belly. So noticing the feeling of the breath, the bodily response of the breath. And then listen to the sound of your breath. So if it's a little soft at the moment, just turn it up a notch. Just these two very simple things helps you to be more aware, more connected. And even in these first few moments, you're already practicing yoga. This is yoga, this deep connection, this deep awareness. We'll just continue this journey as we step into a moving practice. A little focus on our legs today and a bit of our shoulders. Let's take 3 more breaths. And perhaps with these breaths, you'll feel the breath rising, continuing to fill up your lungs. And perhaps with your exhale, draw your belly button in towards your spine. Just starting to engage and be more aware of your center body. When you're ready to move, inhale and extend your arms overhead and just treat it like a nice stretch all the way up. Yeah. Then exhale, we'll fold forward, so we're hinging at the hips. Of course, bend your knees as much as you need to as you make your way down toward your toes. And inhale and slide your hands up to your shins or knees and extend your spine so it's really long and flat. Then exhale, feel yourself just melt back down towards your toes. Now you don't have to go all the way down if that's not feeling good on your body, like your back or your legs. Maybe your hands are resting more up onto your shins or knees. But wherever you are, do notice the sensations in your body. If you happen to be hanging heavily forward with that heaviness in the body, notice the curvature of the spine. Hopefully there's a sense of release all the way down through the spinal column. Notice the stretch in your legs, and of course we are working with legs today, so this is a nice initiation of that stretch through the legs. Let's return to a halfway lift. So as you inhale, just slide your hands back up to your shins or knees. We'll hold on the exhale in our half forward fold. Just be sure your feet feel solid on the ground. There's a slight bend in your knees, making sure you can feel perhaps the engagement of your legs, knowing that they're holding you in place. Now we'll finish standing, so shift your weight into your heels, bend your knees to lower your hips and lift your chest. We'll extend the arms out, then all the way up as you inhale, reach high. And the exhale, you can bring your arms down to your side or even bring your hands down to your heart. That finishes that first round, or half salute to the sun. I'm just going to repeat that sequence, just moving at your own pace. When you're ready, and inhale to extend your arms all the way up, that nice stretch quality. Exhale, fold forward. Soft knees as you guide your way down, either all the way or partially down. Even feel the release of your head and your neck. Inhale, slide your hands up to your shins or your knees and extending your spine. Your focus, if your eyes are open, you're looking directly down. Then exhale, fold. And as you release the head and your neck, you might even see between your knees to the wall behind you. Ready to stand all the way, shifting your weight into your heels. Bend your knees to lower your hips, lifting your chest, and extend your arms out and up, reaching into the sky. You can even look up past your fingers and exhale, either hands down to your heart or arms down to your side. Another pause here, a couple of breaths. And we'll continue with our sun salutes. Here we go. Inhale, let's reach out and up. Just moving with breath. Exhale, fold forward, making your way down. Again, either all the way or partially. Releasing the head, neck, and your shoulders. Inhale, slide your hands up to your shins or knees, extending your spine, a halfway lift. This exhale, fold, all the way down we go, bending your knees enough to place your palms on the mat out in front of you, so you can walk or step or even hop both feet to the back end of your mat. Just lower your hips so they're at shoulder level, so we've created plank pose, this high push-up position. Nice strong sensation through the body, lengthening through the body. We'll take a breath in, and on your exhale, bend your knees a little to send your hips into the air. This is our shortcut to downward facing dog this first time, and of course you're welcome to do that every time we get to that part of the sequence. Feel free to adjust your feet and even your hands on your mat as you need to help settle into this inverted pose. You're welcome just to be here, hold the posture, or add movement if it feels good, just to continue to assess how you're feeling. Maybe a little stretch for your calves by pressing one heel down as the other heel lifts, and then alternate. You might feel this in your toes, the soles of your feet. Allow your knees to bend. Your hips might even shift side to side. It's like you're walking or pedaling a bicycle. A couple more breaths in our downward facing dog. Take a third breath, preparing your body to move, and inhale. And on that exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet, return to the top of the mat. Will be our forward fold. Inhale, rising up halfway. We'll call it monkey pose. And exhale, back down we go. Once again, shifting weight into the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse swan dive and come all the way up, reaching high. We're going to keep it moving. Exhale into chair pose, Utkatasana. Now you're welcome to take a high seat, meaning you don't have to sit down too deeply, or you're welcome to go a little deeper into that seat. Now the arms can stay straight, but I'm going to invite you to actually bend your elbows so we're at a nice L shape, 90 degrees with the arms. And then pull the arms back. And imagine, or if there's a pencil right along your spine, you're trying to squeeze through your back muscles to hold onto that pencil. But also notice what's happening in the front body, shoulders and chest. Okay, now we're going to move. Inhale, stand up tall, reach for the sky, look up. And then exhale, swan dive forward, back down towards toes. I'm just going to continue to add on. Inhale, slide your hands up to your shins, monkey pose. Exhale, fold, bring your hands to the mat, walk, step, or hop the feet back, plank pose, aligning your hips with shoulders, strong straight line. Now on the exhale, you can take that same shortcut to down dog, or with your exhale, finish your push-up. Bend your elbows, come on down, nice strong upper body. Inhale to a back bend. It could be a low back bend like cobra, or move into a full upward facing dog. And the exhale, lifting the hips into the sky, adjusting the feet and hands, downward facing dog. Just pausing as you arrive in the pose. And then inhale to extend your right leg up behind you. Nice strong straight line. There it is. Exhale it. Step right foot to the top of the mat. Just somewhere behind the right hand should be good. Turn your left heel to the floor behind you. Be sure to put weight into that back foot so there's a sense of balance and security. Hands should feel light so you can reach forward, hinge from hips, and rise up. Let's hold our warrior one. A feeling of reaching high with straight arms and then a little extra lunge down below. Like that chair pose, let's change our arm posture. Let's bend the elbows and then pull back. It's like you're in a doorway and you got stuck right there, okay? So you feel that stretch across the chest and into the shoulders here, and you're still squeezing the imaginary pencil along your spine. Inhale, re-extend both arms straight up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Hands return to the earth, slide or pull the right foot back to meet the other. Finish your sequence. Again, there could be that shortcut to down dog or chaturanga dandasana, finishing the push-up. Modify that if you need to by bringing knees to the floor first, then chest, up dog or a cobra, and finishing in down dog. Same thing other side. Inhale, extend left leg up and back, energetically reaching. Exhale, step left foot to the top of the mat. It's like you're stepping over something. There you go. As you land, turn right heel to the floor behind you. Shift back, find center. Light hands rise up. Hold on the exhale. Just settle in, reach high, lunge low. Let's change our arm posturing, bending the elbows. Walk through that doorway. As you get stuck here in that doorway, opening up through the chest, notice what's happening in the shoulders and your back. We'll inhale to re-extend the arms straight up. Exhale, hinge, fold, hands down to the mat. Slide left foot back to meet the other. And again, just finishing your sequence to meet in downward facing dog. You can skip parts of those or all of that. You can always take that shortcut to downward facing dog. Once you're in down dog, maybe just a breath or two right there. And then we're going to come down to the floor. So gently kneel, sit back briefly in hero, and then off to the side so you can swing the legs around to the front. Let's do a seated posture first before we get into our back bend. So just staff pose where you have the legs straight out in front of you. Flex your feet. So you're activating the legs so they can be as straight as can be, but it's okay if you need to put a bend in the knees. Place your hands on the floor by your hips, pushing down to help extend the spine so you don't feel like you're just collapsed here, because that's what happened if I would just be sitting here just kind of slumped. So assist by lifting to get all that space along the spinal column. Same thing with the shoulders though. We're going to see if we can roll the shoulders back, and maybe down a little bit and squeeze that imaginary pencil behind you. So this is Dandasana, or our staff pose. Holding here for a couple of breaths. Let's go ahead and take this into a forward fold. Staying tall in the upper body. Let's free the hands. Inhale, reach up. Follow me. You're just going to exhale. Just bring your hands down. Just your hands down to your legs in front. It could be on your knees, thighs, shins, wherever they land. Inhale, still feel tall, like there was a string attached to the crown of your head. Exhale, just take a step down the legs, just hinging a little bit in the upper body. Let's just pause here just for a second so you can still have straight legs and maybe a straight spine. Okay? And then as you continue to maybe fold, feel free to soften or bend the knees a bit more. Let the head lower, let your back round, so you can gently ease into this seated forward fold. Okay, I just want to get moving into a place where you're certainly not forcing your body or overwhelming your body in this posture. So if you need to back up, like slide the hands back up to the knees, for example, do that. If you happen to have the rounded spine, just notice perhaps a stretch quality through the back body as you're reaching out, maybe toward your ankles, maybe you can reach your toes. Deep breaths. There's a broadening of the back that I think occurs while you're in a forward fold like this with the back rounded. So just as we breathe into the chest and front body, breathe into your back body. See if you can expand through your back space. Even sense or feel that you're breathing into the back side of your lungs. We'll take 2 more breaths here. Then free your hands, maybe just reach forward. We'll inhale, hinge our way back up, reach into the air so we form this capital L shape. And then exhale, bring the hands back down to the ground. Before we lie down, go ahead and come to cobbler's pose. Just bend your knees and bring the soles of the feet together just to get that stretch out of the legs. And just hold on to your shins, ankles, or feet, or even your toes. And just sit up tall for a moment. Let me just quickly demo, even though I'm sure you know this, but let me just show this, because we're going to get into bridge pose. Lifting and not really too concerned about how high the hips go, but we're going to pay attention to what's happening up here, because as I lie flat, I am flat. You know, the hips lift, but I'm still kind of flat up top here. And so sometimes I like to give the instruction of lift one side and get one shoulder underneath you and then do the other side. Or you might find you have to rock left and right several times to get the shoulders underneath you. So using that same image of I'm trying to squeeze a pencil that's along the spine. So we're going to try to get here, and feel free to either bend elbows like this on the floor, or if you're able, interlace your fingers underneath you. Okay, if that doesn't seem to work on the joints, just free the hands or use this. Okay, so go ahead and free yourself from your cobbler's pose. Go ahead and lie down onto your back. Just lie with a nicely extended spine. Place your feet on the floor, knees bent. Right there, even just pause there for a moment just so you can just feel almost a softening of the body before you re-engage the body. And then when you're ready, a nice exhale so you can lift hips into the air. Again, not too concerned about the height of the hips, but let's pay attention more to the upper body. So yeah, you might rock left and right several times to kind of wiggle or rock and get the shoulders and arms a bit underneath you. Now decide what you'll do with your arms. You can bend your elbows as I demonstrated, or keep them flat on the ground, or even try interlacing your fingers underneath you. But again, if that doesn't feel good on your shoulder, elbow, or wrist joints, then release that. Okay, you don't have to interlace fingers, just more of a try it out and see what it feels like. Okay, but mainly the shoulders underneath you with that quality of squeezing the imaginary pencil between the spine. 2 more breaths in this engaging pose. After that second breath, release the fingers if they're folded, wiggle your toes forward, and then extend your arms up into the air. That should get the shoulders out from underneath you. That just gives you space so you now can roll safely down to the ground. Once you've made that soft landing, extend your arms behind you and extend the legs out in front of you. And actively reach in these opposite directions. Nice lengthening through the entire body. And then go ahead and hug both knees into chest. You can rock forward and back, giving yourself enough momentum to rock up to seated or even roll to one side and press yourself up to seated if you need to. So we can come to boat pose. So just as we did in the seated forward fold, we flex the feet. You can do the same thing here. Heels could be on the floor or feet lifted in the air. Flex the feet. And we don't want that slumped spine, so you might want to hold on to the legs to lift yourself up. Okay, so you have that extension. The exhale helps us to engage core to help maintain that length. A couple more breaths here, just feeling the engaged quality of your core system. And we're getting ready to move, so we'll start with an inhale. And exhale, perhaps cross legs, either hands in front or to the side, so you can get the feet back behind you. Return to plank pose, a strong straight line. From here, just take a shortcut to downward facing dog. Let's continue with our lunge sequence. So inhale, extend right leg straight up. Let's open the hip here actually. Bend your right knee, bring your heel down towards your backside. A slight lift of the knee upward starts to turn your torso towards the right side of the room. It's a little bit more of a twist in the spine as the hips open to the right side. Breathe in, then exhale to unwind and step right foot to the top of the mat. Left heel turns to the floor behind you. Put weight into that back foot. Reach forward, hinge from hips. There we go. This time we're just going to keep it moving. Exhale, open to your warrior 2. So you'll turn to your left. Arms come down to parallel. Yeah, some movement and adjustment of the feet so you have a strong foundation so it doesn't feel like you're going to fall. We're going to follow the right hand forward to angle the upper half of the body. Rotate the arm so you're reaching down with the right hand, reaching upward with the left. And there's our side angle pose. Good. A nice opening expression of the body at first. Okay. All right. Stay here, but bring your left hand down behind you to your low back. Okay, so still sideways, still opening up towards the left side of the room, but your left hand is now behind you, either on your low back or even on your left hip. And see if you have some mobility in that left shoulder. See if you can wiggle it or circle it. And then circle it and pull it back, okay, towards the wall behind you, and feel the chest open. We're going to release this by re-extending the left hand back up into the air, and then we'll turn, fold, bring your hands down to the earth, slide right foot back. There's plank pose. Pause for a moment just to allow the body to realign, and then just take another shortcut to down dog. You're certainly welcome to go through that full vinyasa, but a shortcut's fine. Other side, same thing. Inhale, extend left leg up, reaching back. We're going to open the hip, bend your left knee, heel comes down a little bit, lifting the knee to feel a little twist in the spine, hip opener towards the left side of the room. Good. We're going to breathe in. You're good. Exhale, or unwinding and stepping through. Left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel turns to the floor. Nice grounding sensation. Rising up, hinging from hips. Still moving. Exhale, opening to the right side of the room as your arms come down to parallel, adjusting the feet for stability. Once you feel solid and connected here, side angle pose, reaching out with the left arm. There's our angled upper body. Rotate the arms, reach high and low. Yeah, you might be low enough to reach and actually touch the floor with your left hand. That might even require much more distance between the feet. If that's not the case, you're probably much higher up. That's perfect. Now bring right hand down behind you, maybe to low back or right hip, just so you still have some mobility in that right shoulder. Yes, you can feel it. You can circle it a couple times and then pull it back behind you so your chest and heart feel opened. Yeah, just like that. So we're going to be doing some wide leg forward folds. So it does involve our legs, but we're going to do some arm postures that go along with it. So that's why we want to get some shoulder release. Let's inhale to re-extend right hand up into the air. Exhale, turn, fold, hands to the ground, back to plank pose. Right here. You're still welcome to take the shortcut to down dog or complete your series by finishing the vinyasa. Chaturanga can be done by bringing knees to the floor first, then chest. A low cobra is appropriate for a back bend, and then downward facing dog. Let's take a nice full breath in. And exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet up to the top of the mat. We'll be in forward fold. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, fold again, releasing head, neck, and shoulders. Again, maybe looking between the knees to the wall behind you, just to ensure the loose neck. Shifting weight into the heels, bend your knees to lower your hips, extending the spine. Extend the arms out and float all the way back up. Follow me. We're going to reach high. On the exhale, bring your arms out and then down, but then reach behind you like so, as if you're reaching for the back corners of your mat. Okay, same idea. You want to get those shoulders maybe rolled back and pulled back. Maybe a little squeeze of the imaginary pencil along the spine. We're squeezing shoulder blades together. You're welcome to keep the hands as they are, like we did in bridge pose, or if you're able, interlace your fingers here. And even reach towards your heels with your knuckles. Again, if this doesn't feel good on the wrists, elbows, or shoulders, then free your hands. So we're here. And wherever you are with that, let's take a little bit of a chair pose. Start by bending the knees, let them jet forward, and then we'll just kind of tip the upper body like so. So we're in our chair pose. So either reaching with free hands behind you, or maybe with folded fingers, we'll be reaching through the knuckles towards the back edge of your mat. Nice long neck, and be sure if you can feel your neck and head are in the same alignment as your spine. So your head isn't tipped up too high, nor is it dipped down too low. Right at that center. Release the fingers if they're folded. Reach up high, stand up, look up, inhale, and exhale, swan dive. Let's just keep it moving. Back down towards toes. Inhale, rise up halfway, flat back, monkey pose. Exhale, fold, bend your knees, hands to the mat, hop or step or walk the feet back, plank pose. Come down if you want to, Chaturanga Dandasana. Again, you can skip all this or modify it. Upward facing dog if you're going through a full back bend, and exhale, downward facing dog. We're just flowing, just move with your breath. Go at your own pace. Inhale, extend right leg up behind you, bend and twist open, like we did a little earlier. There's our hip opener. Unwind it and step through. Right foot to the top of the mat. Take your time with these transitions. Left heel turns to the floor. Body weight shift back so hands are light. Inhale, rise up first, warrior. Exhale, opening, warrior 2. Do adjust your foundation. Right away, side angle, reach out. Tip it over, rotate the arms. Reach high and low initially. We do the same thing with this left arm. Bring it down behind you. Loose shoulder so you can circle it, pull and hold it back behind you. Opening up through the heart space. We're going to keep this moving. Inhale, re-extend, left arm up. Exhale, turn, listen. We're going to bring the hands to the floor. Slide or sweep your right foot back and right back up into the air. So you've returned to down dog, right leg in the air, again, straight line. Return right foot to the top of the mat for high lunge. Landing up top, left heel in this case stays lifted. We do shift the weight back so we're balanced. Still want to have light hands so we can hinge our way up. We're going to do what we did earlier. Once you're here in the pose, first you want to be certain that you have a solid ground or a solid foundation, because we don't have it, because that heel is not on the floor. You want to lose your balance. So you want to squeeze the legs together like you're holding on to a block between the knees or thighs. So you feel this engagement here. That can help with the balance. Change your arm posture. Yeah, you already done it. Bend the elbows, pull them back. Same thing. Yeah. We're going to add something here because we're nice and tall, almost in this back bend kind of thing. Let's get out of the back bend by hinging forward. Okay. And then take the hands and arms behind you. Now you can just reach back to the back corners of the mat, or if you can, interlace fingers. And they're just reaching back. So we have this kind of dynamic going on. Now, if you have a lot of distance between the feet, you might need to step that left foot forward a little bit, because we're just going to step into chair pose. Okay? With our fingers still interlocked behind us or hands reaching behind us. We're going to stand up tall, so free your hands, reach up, look up, exhale, swan dive. Back down we go, so a big sequence there. Inhale, monkey pose, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, hop or step back, plank, come down if you want to, skip or change this as needed. We'll just meet in down dog, same thing, good. You're up dog, you have the nice long legs, pointed toes, and then the hips float into the sky. Inhale, extend left leg straight up and back, bend and twist, so bend the knee, so you have a little twist of the spine opening up. Then unwind, two-step through, left foot to the top of the mat, right heel turns to the earth, balanced, light hands rise up, warrior 1. Exhale, opening warrior 2, adjust your foundation, side angle, reach out, tip it over, rotate arms, reach high and low initially. Right hand comes down behind you, roll the right shoulder back, hold it back, opened heart. Inhale, let's free that right hand, reaching into the sky. Turn and fold. Plant the hand, slide or sweep the left foot back and right back up into the air, down dog, that leg is straight. And then left foot to the top of the mat, preparing for high lunge. Right heel stays lifted. We still need to find center. Light hand so you can rise up. Let's find and figure out our wobbly foundation by feeling the energy hug to center line. Strong legs, strong core. Let's bend elbows. Walk through that doorway. Open up through the chest. Squeeze imaginary pencil. Hinge forward a little bit to get out of that back bend feel, and then reach back towards the back corners of your mat or interlace fingers. A couple of breaths here in this dynamic lunge. Okay. We're going to step into chair pose, but again, if your feet are too far apart, you might want to step forward a little bit first and then finish the step. We're going to release and stand up, reach into the sky, look up, and exhale, just look forward and arms down to your side. All right, good. Yeah, let's just check in with the body, shoulders especially, elbows, even wrists, fingers, yes, head. Let's actually do a little thing with the head here. Take your left hand and reach out and up. On the exhale, reach over your head towards your ear. Okay. You're going to inhale, just get tall here, nice long neck. Exhale, a gentle pull of ear towards left shoulder until you feel it stretch through the right side. You might even take the right hand and reach out. It'll just add a little bit more sensation. That's optional. Okay. You can even move it. If you kind of pull here gently, the ear towards shoulder, and kind of do this press down with this free hand, you may notice something through that right side. Okay? Keep the head where it is, but take your left hand, place it on the left ear, and push your head back up, like it couldn't do it by itself. Okay? And then just come back to neutral here. Okay, we'll do that gentle stretch on the other side. Right arm up, around, finding the ear, gently bringing ear towards shoulder until you feel that initial stretch. Feel free to stay here or add that left arm, maybe just out to the side, stabilize right there, or that press down feeling as you're bringing ear towards shoulder. See if there's any release. I don't want to pull too hard there. Okay. Good. Keeping the head where it is. Let's take the hand to the ear there and lift the head back up to neutral. Good job. Okay. And just look directly forward. Open your eyes. Just look directly forward. Just have that sense that your neck is as long as it possibly can be. Okay. Your eyes are just directly forward. Even if you're just looking at a blank space on the wall, that's fine. Just notice if your eyes are up, if your eyes are down or to the side, and even notice if your head is up or down. Long, straight neck, eye line directly forward. Okay? Now go ahead and slowly drop the chin towards chest. And just lower. Okay? And then lifting it back up. Do that one more time. And just notice the subtleties here. What's happening in the neck, maybe even what's happening in your back as you lower the chin. Okay, and then just lift it back up to center. All right, something with the arms now. Inhale, extend the arms into the air. Exhale, bring the arms down. Same thing, let's bring the hands behind. Again, just reach or interlace. Still looking straight ahead, long neck, okay? You're in a straight line, up and down, mountain pose, okay? So just imagine your spine was absolutely straight. We know it's not, okay? It was absolutely straight, and then the cervical spine, neck, head directly forward. Notice what happens with hands behind you and you lower your chin, okay? Lowering your chin. What's happening in the back body. Even try to squeeze with the head down, try to squeeze your shoulder blades together. Okay. Lift the head back up to neutral, or the same alignment as your spine, and then continue to squeeze the shoulder blades together. Was there something different that happened there? Okay. Let's loosen all that up. Okay. Shake that out. The subtlety there, maybe you did feel it. When we brought the arms down behind, interlaced, and we brought the shoulders back a bit, okay, we have a nice long neck, and then you bring the head down, okay, there's a pull, of course, of muscles and ligaments, and certainly a curvature in the spine. And then if you try to pull the shoulders back, at least for me, I really can't. It doesn't seem like it goes very far. But if I bring the head back up to neutral, less of a pull on those muscles, then I can really squeeze. Did that happen for you guys? A little bit maybe? Okay. I'm saying that now because you may feel it later when we get to the other pose. Okay, let's flow from here. Let's release the fingers, reach out and up, even look up gently past fingertips, and exhale, swan dive forward. Back down towards toes. Inhale, monkey pose, lifting up halfway. Exhale, fold, hands to the floor, hop or step back, plank pose. Again, the option of finishing the full vinyasa or taking the shortcut to down dog. You can decide there. Let's add a different lunge sequence. So inhale, extend right leg up. We'll take high lunge here. So right foot to the top of the mat, left heel stays lifted. Behind you, do find your center. Hug to midline with the legs so you have that strength and stability to rise up. Let's keep the arms straight for now. We're going to straighten the legs, lifting upward to straighten the legs. Pivot or turn left heel and leg to the or heel to the floor, you turn sideways, arms come down to parallel. So we're going to triangle pose. So your right foot still pointing forward, there you go, with a straight leg. Reach out past right foot, angled upper body, rotate here. Yes, so right hand down towards the right leg, anywhere along the leg is fine. It does not have to be low, it can be up high. Just be mindful of how it feels in the legs and your hips. 2 more breaths in our triangle pose. To come out of the posture, start by bending your right knee. So you have leverage to come up, pass through Warrior 2 to reverse your Warrior. Taking right hand up, reach with some effort. So a little bit more of a lunge in the right knee. And then the left hand, you might just rest on either your left hip or on your low back. Same thing, left shoulder, try to roll it back. Okay, come back to Warrior 2. Re-extend the arms nice and tall. Straighten the right leg again, and then turn the right foot so it's facing the same direction as your left foot. Okay, and I just call this a star. Okay, so like our star pose here. Now you're going to inhale and reach out with the arms, feel tall. Exhale, pull belly in, bend your knees and fold. Bring your fingertips to the floor if they reach. Release head, neck, and shoulders so you can maybe see the wall behind you. Inhale, rise up to fingertips to extend the spine like you're going forward towards the left side of the room, and then melt your way back down. Again, you might release the head so you can see between the legs to the wall behind you. Okay, now just stay here and just enjoy the stretch. Now if you're letting your head go loose, and you can see the wall behind you, what you're doing there is if you were standing up tall with a straight spine, your chin would be tucked in towards your chest, okay? So that's different from when I had you look directly forward with a nice long neck, okay? So that's that difference. And because of that, you're getting that roundedness in the upper back. So be aware of that sensation. 2 more breaths. After the second breath, rise back up to fingertips to re-extend the spine. We're going to hold here so the top of your head is leading forward. Your focus is probably straight down. Now shift your weight into your heels. This should sound familiar. Bend your knees to lower your hips quite a bit like you're really sitting into a squat. Okay, then so hopefully that allows you to free your hands so you can extend your arms out to the side like so, like airplane wings. Now stand up, straighten the legs, nice and tall, returning to your star shape right here. Okay, let's turn the right foot forward, lunging into a Warrior 2. Let's take that reversed Warrior one more time, but a quicker one, just a nice stretch. Then a big windmill all the way around and down to the floor in front. Step back into plank pose, finishing your push-up if you'd like. Chaturanga Dandasana. And do the exact same sequence on the other side. So finishing your flow here, meeting in downward facing. So the lunge sequence will start with high lunge. An inhale to extend left leg up and back, straight line. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel stays lifted, high lunge. Find your center, light hands rising up. Strong legs for stability. There you go. Hold here for a second. Find that balance as best as you can. And then lift up, straightening the legs. Pivot, right heel to the floor. You'll turn sideways. Arms come down to parallel. Set yourself up for triangle. Now if your feet are too far apart, you can bring feet closer together for this. Reach out over that left leg. There's our angled upper body. Rotate here, reaching high and low. There's our triangle pose. Or extended triangle pose is a more formal name. So you can feel all these extensions. Your arms, the lengthened spine, the straight legs. Breathing. Come out of the pose, we'll bend the left knee so we have some leverage to come up, passing through our Warrior 2 to reverse the Warrior. Reaching up, maybe even slightly behind you with the left hand. We'll take the right hand, either place it on right hip or low back, and still rolling that shoulder back. Notice these sensations. We're coming back to warrior two, arms re-extend, parallel to the floor. Straighten the left leg again. Turn that left foot so it matches the right foot. If your feet are staggered, do adjust the feet so you're more aligned underneath you in your star pose. We'll breathe in, reach out with the arms, feel tall. Exhale, pull belly in. That's our core engagement. Bend your knees so you can protect your back as you now fold. Same thing, fingertips come to the floor. Let the head release so you can see the wall between the knees. Inhale, rise to fingertips. You're actually re-extending the spine, so your focus is probably right down, right where your fingers are. Then exhale, refold, that same release of head, neck, and shoulders. Remember, if you were standing, your chin would be kind of tucked in towards chest. That's what would be the sensation. Yeah, feel free to add other movements here if it feels good. You might even take the feet a little wider. You might do a little twist or some kind of stretch while you're here as you enjoy the lengthening through the legs, knowing that with a wide leg forward fold, excuse me, not only is it affecting the hamstrings, but the outer legs and the inner legs. Let's rise back up to fingertips to help re-extend spine. So your focus is down, so you have a nice long neck, continuous line there. Shifting weight into your heels, bend your knees quite a bit so you're lowering down into that huddle like you're in a football team. Extend your arms out to the side, spread your wings, stand up tall, just to our star shape right there. Let's turn left foot forward, lunging into warrior two. Just a quick reverse warrior, left hand reaching up, then our windmill down to the ground. Hands to the floor, step back, plank pose, complete your series. Chaturanga Dandasana, up dog or cobra, finishing in downward facing. Once you're in down dog, just take a breath or two there, and then as you're able, come to hero pose. Come to your knees and even sit back onto the heels. If that's not comfortable, just take a regular seat. Okay, so we did a forward fold on both sides there, left and right. And that was there's 4 versions of this wide-legged forward fold. This is the first one. Okay? We're going to continue with the second, third, and fourth in a moment. Alrighty? But one of those poses, this is what I've been getting us ready for, is when we get to our star shape, we're going to be here. I'm going to have you tip the chin up, exhaling, pull belly in, bend the knees just to protect the back, and we're going to fold. Okay, actually I want to do this differently. I'm going to bring hands to my hips and then fold. Here. Trying to keep a nice long neck. So my focus is down. My drishti is straight down rather than here. That's the chin to chest. Okay, changes the alignment of the spine. And that's here, okay? So that's one of the poses. And the other one is here, which we've been doing, interlaced fingers behind, tipping chin up and folding. Our tendency with this pose is to go down, and I've been saying this, look between the legs. So here, okay? And so I've got somewhat flexible shoulders, so I can lift my hands up here, but this is about as far as they go without forcing it. But because my head is down, this is about as far as it can go. Because of the roundedness in my back. I had you do that to feel that in standing, but if we extend or lift the head, so we extend the spine, you have more room in your back and shoulders perhaps, so you might be able to take this farther. Okay? I couldn't do that with my head down. Okay? You may not go this far, but you might find a little bit more space just by coming from here. That's essentially what's happening. To here, and the arms can lift. All right, so let's work with that. Let's come back to a downward facing dog. So we've already done version A, or 1. We're going to do 2, 3, and 4. Or B, C, and D. Inhale, extend right leg up. Okay, back to our high lunge. Right foot to the top of the mat, high lunge. Left heel stays lifted, find your center, rise up. Nice and tall. Once you're tall here, let's extend the legs nice and tall, straight line. Turn, left heel to the floor. You'll turn sideways, arms to parallel. Okay, let's go ahead and turn the right foot To match the left foot, adjust the feet, star shape. Okay, so from here, we're going to inhale, reach out. Okay, exhale, bring hands to hips. Now at first, they're going to come directly to your side, but actually take the hands slightly behind you so you can feel that same slight roll of the shoulders back, yes. And elbows are almost, or like they're attempting to point to the back of the room. Inhale, tip chin up. Feel the chest rise as you inhale. Exhale, pull belly in for support, bend knees, and then fold. Hands stay on hips. Now you can pause at parallel right here. And if you're at parallel, you want to still feel like you're still using your hands to push the hips to the back wall while the top of your head's going directly forward. Your focus is down. You can even fold deeper if you can. Okay? But same thing. Try to keep the neck neutral, okay? Along the same alignment as the spine rather than dropping the chin down. So you really draw this beautiful straight line through the spine in this pose. All right, let's hinge our way back up, nice and tall. Once you are tall, re-extend the arms out to the side. Good. Stay here. We're gonna breathe in, reach out. Exhale, bring the hands down behind you, interlace your fingers. Here comes that one I just demonstrated. Root the knuckles towards the floor, roll shoulders back, squeeze shoulder blades together. This should be good because your neck is long, you're looking directly forward. Inhale, gently tip the chin up a little. Exhale, pull belly in, bend your knees, and start your fold. Now again, the tendency might be to look between the knees, and that's what I've been saying. But instead, try to keep the neck long. Okay, chin lifted away from chest. And see if the hands, folded fingers, if they are folded, continue to lift and up over your head. Now if you did tip the chin down, you'll notice the back starts to round. You don't have the same space available to you. But if you just gently lift the chin up and get the long neck, more space is created along the back, which helps the shoulders. Okay, you're going to stand up nice and tall. Once you're tall, release the fingers, bring them back out to parallel to the floor, back to our star shape. Turn right foot forward, lunging into Warrior Two. Reverse your warrior, right hand reaching up into the air. Big windmill all the way around and down to the floor in front. Step back, plank pose. Finishing your sequence. Come on down, or skip this if you want. You can go right into down dog. We've done A, B, and C. We only have D left, but we're going to repeat C on the other side, and then we'll do D. So in down dog, inhale, extend left leg into the air, straight line. Left foot to the top of the mat, high lunge. Same sequence to get us there. Right heel stays lifted. Hug to midline, finding center, rising up. High lunge. Once you're tall here, let's get taller by straightening the legs. Pivot right heel to the floor, turn sideways, arms come down to parallel. Turn your left foot so it's facing the same direction as your right foot. We're going to do the same interlaced fingers behind. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, bring the arms down, interlace fingers behind you as you're able. Tip the chin up a little bit as you inhale, fill up the heart. Exhale, pull belly in, bend your knees, and fold. Alrighty. Okay. Now go ahead and try looking between the knees. Look between the knees with the head drop and just notice if the arms go any further than where they are. Okay, then lift the head to extend the neck and see if the arms go a little bit more over your head. They might, maybe just a little, but you might just notice a little bit more mobility in the back and shoulders. Okay, we're going to come all the way back up, just hinge from hips, rise up, release the fingers, re-extend the arms out to the side, back to our star shape. Now we're ready for D or 4. Follow me. We're going to inhale, reach out. Exhale, bring hands to hips again. Okay, right here. We're not going to be here long. Inhale, tip chin up. You even feel like your heart is lifting. Exhale, pull belly in, bend your knees, slowly start to fold. But you're going to free your hips or free your hands, release the hips, take the arms out to the side, make peace fingers or the number 2 with the fingers, and then come all the way down. You're going to hook your peace fingers or the number 2 fingers wrapped around your big toes. Once you've got a hold of them, if you can reach them, if not, just hold on to the backs of your legs. Once you've got a hold, you're going to inhale to extend the spine, like you're trying to go forward, yes? Then exhale, fold. So you can release the head here. This is fine. Now, some of you are very flexible and get really, really close to the legs, which may mean you have to bend your elbows, and that's fine. That's perfect, actually. You just point them outward. Okay, yes, just like that. And if you're not as flexible, nor do you have to be, your arms are probably just still straight, and that still works. Good. So this is Prasarita Padottanasana D, or wide leg forward fold, number 4. To come out of the pose, just release the big toes, just fingertips to the floor. We're going to rise to fingertips to extend the spine. Hold here. Shift weight into the heels, bend your knees to lower your hips into that huddle or squat position. Extend your arms out to the side, spread your wings, and then stand up to star shape. Let's turn our left foot forward, lunging into Warrior 2. Reverse your Warrior, reaching the left arm up and away. Nice stretch of the side body. Windmill all the way around and down to the floor in front. Step back into plank pose, finishing your sequence here. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog, and downward facing dog. Pause for a breath or two. We're going to return to bridge pose. So kneel down. Take a brief seat in hero. Sit off to the sides. Legs around to the front. Maybe scoot forward a little bit so you have space, and go ahead and roll down onto your back. You might even hug knees into chest. We're going to go return to the bridge pose to see if we can now interlace the fingers underneath. Let's plant the feet. Nice rooted connection there. Inhale, fill up lungs. Exhale, engage core, and peel your hips away from the floor. Now your upper body is still kind of flat, so that's when we rock left and right to get the shoulders and arms a bit underneath, squeezing the imaginary pencil. We've done some shoulder work, so maybe a little bit more open for you, but this also requires an open chest. As you're able, try interlacing the fingers. And again, if this doesn't feel quite right, just free the hands and just have the arms out on the floor or bend elbows, have them pressing into the earth to help you lift and open the chest. 3 more breaths, very dynamic. Free the fingers, wiggle your toes forward, reach both arms up into the air to get the shoulders out from underneath you, and then roll your way down. After your safe landing, that same body stretch, reach the arms behind you, legs out front, lengthen in these opposite directions. Take a moment here. And then choose a hip opener. So you might start by just bringing knees to chest as you're deciding what kind of hip opener you want to do. From here, it could be happy baby pose. It might be reclining cobbler's pose, even reclining pigeon pose, or just anything else that might feel like it's stretching the hips and inner legs. Doesn't necessarily have to be a yoga pose, but maybe just a movement or a posture that would just feel good for you. Taking the time that you need for your hip openers. There's certainly no rush to move through this at all. You can even just continue with this, or maybe you want to add another pose. It might even be a twist, like a spinal twist or some variation of a rotation in the spine. This is really just an opportunity to move into some closing postures that your body would appreciate as a way of feeling relief, body. Having done our focus work on our wide-legged forward folds, and also incorporate awareness in our body, in our shoulders. And whenever you feel complete with your closing positions, make your way into a pose that's very relaxing, comfortable, restorative. And of course, that could be Shavasana, or perhaps any other pose that would feel good to you at this moment, knowing and feeling what your body needs. As you find yourself in this restful state of mind and body, give yourself that permission to really let go. Feel yourself go heavy, as if you're becoming one with the earth. Your breath might be slow and steady. Continue to be aware of your breath. If you find that your mind began to wander, just take a deep breath to bring you back to the present moment. Return to the awareness of your breath. This time, with this awareness, take 5 slow, deep breaths. Intentional breathing. The inhale to really fill your lungs and heart space. The complete exhale, the release, letting go. And with the effort of this breathing, also feel movement return to your body. Making this transition from complete stillness to an active body. A new sense of energy flowing through you. Then, when you're ready, taking your time, moving as slowly as you can, roll to one side of your body, and perhaps a brief pause in this nurturing pose. And then continue to move slowly from there, rising to a seated position. And as you come to seated, just as we focused on some of our other poses today, a nice long spine, long neck. And even with eyes closed, imagine you were looking directly forward. And we'll add one last movement together. And inhale to extend the arms out and up. And as you exhale, bring your palms together and down to your heart space, taking one more full and complete breath here. And as we come to the close of this portion of our journey together, we bow, saying, Namaste.
Thank you so much for watching and participating in this yoga lesson. To help us with the channel so we can continue to bring you more content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's really appreciated. Namaste.